seated, you have your 90-90. Great. So do you know that this stretch is for your hip flexors, is for your quads, and it's for your hips? What does this do? It helps release tension from the front. You know, if you're seated, if you do a lot of squats and you have tension, it helps relieve that tension from that anterior portion of your hip. So it's very good. It's also a functional stretch to help improve your squats, to get more depth, so you're able to get a little bit lower in the squat. So this is a great stretch, and we're going to hold this for about 1 minute in one side, 1 minute on the other, and then we're going to add movement to create mobility so that joint is able to move freely in its range of motion. So mobility is just your ability to move the joint freely in one certain range of motion or to its fullest capacity. So let's stay here for another 15 seconds. You can sit tall, make sure that the knee is on the floor and that your toes are pointed out. And you should have about 90 degrees in the front and 90 degrees in the back leg. Great, let's go ahead and switch sides. So slowly move your back leg towards the front and gently turn on to the other side. So your back leg is 90 degrees, your front leg is 90 degrees, and we're going to sit nice and tall. You can't see my face anymore. It got cut out. Anyways, I'm ready for Halloween. We'll call it the headless stretch. So we'll hold in this position for about a minute, and then we're going to add the movement from side to side to create that mobility. So we'll start loosening up the hips since we did a lot of hips yesterday, a lot of lower body. We'll focus on that lower body stretch. And by any chance, is your tennis ball near you? No. All right. I was going to do some of that work for your arm, for your elbow. You can always text hubby, the geek guy. All right, and when you're ready, we're gonna move from side to side. So just sit with your knees wider than your shoulder blades. Drop to the right. Great. Keep your hands behind your back. Come to center and drop to the left. We're going to inhale center and exhale right. Inhale center and exhale left. Excellent. I see that 90-degree angle in the front and the back leg. That's perfect. You're going to feel this in your inner thighs, in the hip flexors. There he is. I need an assistant like that too. Oh my God. And let's try two more. Inhale to move center. Exhale. Try to get a little deeper now into the stretch. So push your hips into a posterior tilt, engaging the glutes. Inhale center. And let's move to the other side. From here, we're going center. The knees are going behind us. And And we're going to turn the toes out, coming into the inner portion of the foot. So you're going to line up your foot with the mat. So you want to open the knees as much as you can to start getting into the hips. And once you're there, you're going to come down into your forearms and push back. So you're going to push your hips back, releasing tension from the inner quads. If it's too much to stay in this position, you can always get a yoga block under your forearms, so you're a little higher. But try to keep your spine in a long position. So without rounding the back, you're going to bring the chest down slightly and keep that spine nice and long. Great. And each time you breathe in, as you exhale, you can add the little more tension by pushing the elbows down and your weight back. It's easy getting here, hard getting out. So when you come off, I want you to take your time getting off of this position. Let's try another 30 seconds holding here. And we're going to slowly push our hands under our shoulders and start to walk the knees in, nice and slow. Good. Take that right leg in front of you, your left leg behind. Come into a nice lunge, bringing the hips slightly forward, bringing the hands inside your right leg. Yes. And just kind of sinking into that leg. We're going to get deep, deep, deep into that left side. All right, let's slowly shift the weight back. Extend your front leg, sit, stretching now the hamstrings. Bring your chest forward. Always relaxing the breath. So this is great to loosen up your lower back. So if you have any tightness on the glutes and in the lower back area, this is going to be great. We're going to hold this for another 20 seconds. So just breathe, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And we're going to come forward to the front. You're going to lift your back leg off the floor. Push your heel towards the back wall. So you want to turn your toes forward, maintaining that kneecap aligned with your middle toe in the front and in the back leg. The front knee is at 90 degrees. You're going to drop your hips as much as you can, maintaining the alignment of the spine. From here, start to walk your right foot towards the left side of the mat, dropping the right knee into the floor and coming into pigeon. Point your back toes back. Come down into the forearm, dropping the chest towards the floor and holding this position. 1 minute in this stretch. We're opening the hips. The most important part of this stretch is your breath. So we want you to breathe nice and long. There's no room for shallow breathing. Two more breaths. We're going to push ourselves all the way back into that runner's lunge. Walk the back leg halfway in and start to stretch your front leg, coming into triangle. Very good. Your toes are forward. Make sure you keep your hips squared and your feet hip width apart. Walk your hands into the middle. Let's go all the way to the left side where we drop the right knee into the floor and keep your left knee bent at 90 degrees. So we're going to do everything we did on the right on the left side. 90 degrees, point your toes back and start to sink into the hips. Walk your hands inside of your leg, resting them on the floor. We have roughly 45 seconds left in this position. You'll notice that one side will be tighter than the other. And let's slowly start shifting the weight now back to the right. You're going to extend your front leg and slowly sit into that heel, rounding the spine, bringing the chest towards your thighs, and enjoying this stretch for about a minute here, or approximately 10 inhalations and exhalations. Try to glue your front heel into the floor, so you want to dig that heel down to get deep into the hamstrings, the glutes, your lower back. On the next inhale, shift your weight forward, pick up your back knee from the floor, and come into your deep runner's lunge. 90 degrees in your front leg, back toes are flexed. We're going to lift the back heel from the floor, maintaining the toes aligned with your kneecap. Start to walk your left foot towards the right. So we're going all the way across the mat, dropping the left knee down, coming into pigeon, back knee on the floor, and lowering the chest down. 1 minute here. Take deep breaths. On the next inhale, push your hands under your shoulders. Bring that left leg back into your lunge. Walk your back leg halfway in. Start to stretch the front leg, coming into triangle pose. So you want to push your hips back, gluing the feet into the floor. You're grounded. On the next inhale, walk your hands to center, turn your toes towards me, and drop the crown of the head to the floor. Start to walk your leg as wide as you can to get into the inner thighs. Maybe you are wide enough that you can bring the forearm to the ground. Listen to your body and work with the breath. As you exhale, you're going to start to come deeper into your stretch, allowing gravity to do its work. Drop one knee into the ground, bring your heels back, drop the other knee into the ground, bring your toes to touch, coming into child's pose. Big toes touch, forehead to the ground, reach the arms out, and relax your breath. 2 more breaths. Push your hands, lift your chest up, walk your knees in. We're going to stay into all fours, start to roll your hips back. We're going to move in one direction 5 times. I want you to release the tension from the shoulders. Each time you push your hips back, you try to get a little deeper. And you can reverse directions. Let's move towards the front, pushing our hips back. The inhale will bring us forward, the exhale will bring us back. Stay centered. Let's inhale, drop the belly, arch the back. Exhale, chin to the chest, round the spine. And start to move with your breath. As you inhale, you look up. As you exhale, you look down. Try to engage all of those muscles in your back, all of the muscles in your abs. The arms, the legs. Two more. One more time. Go ahead, grab your tennis ball. Yep. We're going to take the tennis ball right into the forearm. So you're going to try to lay down, dropping the chest. We're going to start rolling here from the elbows towards the wrist. So you're going to place that ball, thumbs up, pinkies down. Great. So start going nice and slow. Let's turn the palms down now, going inside the arm. Yes, you got it. You're going to find your sweet spot by adding the tension into the stretch. So think about opening up a pizza dough, or you're making some pasta, and you're just rolling out. Good. Now, let's start moving towards the back. Now, that's going to be the tricky part. So you might need to lay down to get, actually, let's move into a wall. The wall is going to be better. Come into standing. Let's get into a wall. You're going to bring your tennis ball into the forearm. Let me see somewhere you can see me. And then I can put the phone, yep. You can start with your thumbs up and your pinkies down, rolling that ball from the front of the arm towards the back. You got it. I need a wall, and I need a place to put the computer so you can see me. I think this would work right here. So just rolling, adding that tension. Now, once you get here, you'll find a sweet spot somewhere that triggers. Try to stay right below the elbow for now, between your elbow and your wrist. Adding tension. Stay close to the wall. You can drop your arms a little lower, bend the elbows. Yeah, so that way you have more control on the ball. Now, do you have anywhere that triggers you in that area? Stop there and hold. So if you found that sweet spot, I want you to stop rolling, and I just want you to push your body into the ball. Yep. So all we're doing is looking for that sweet spot. And you're just gonna hold for the next 30 seconds. Taking deep breaths. Beautiful. Now start rolling towards the wrist. Back again. Let's switch sides. So bend your elbow. It's going to be a lot easier to get into that forearm. And start rolling from the elbow towards the wrist. Nice and slow. You will add the tension. So if you need a little more tension, just push your body into the wall. Go nice and slow. And remember, right now you're scanning for your sweet spot. If you have found your sweet spot, go ahead and hold the ball, adding tension. We're going to hold for 30 seconds. You can try rotating your hands, your wrists, as you hold the ball on that spot. And let's move the ball now to the back. You're going to find your top glute, and you're going to put your ball right there. We're going to go one cheek at a time. So you want to start focusing on the right or the left cheek, and you're going to go towards the outer hip and slowly move towards the inner hip. Nice and slow, scanning for that trigger point. If you found that trigger point, yes, go ahead and hold. If you need more tension, just bring your weight more to the wall and breathe. And there's no right or wrong here. You kind of bend the knees to get into that position. Let's go ahead and move to the other side. Roll the top of the glute from your inner hip towards the outer hip. If you want to get a little lower, you can bend the knees and kind of just work the ball on the glute. Nice and slow, trying to find your sweet spot on this side. If you found it, hold that ball. Adding tension. Pushing your weight into the wall. Let's move the ball under the feet. So you're going to stand tall, stepping on the ball. And again, you're going to open the pasta or your pizza dough. You're going to start at the balls of the foot and gently move that ball towards the heel and back to the front. Releasing tension from the bottoms of the feet. They work so hard. If you find a sweet spot, hold tension for about 30 seconds. Go ahead and move the ball to the other side and gently roll. You control how much tension is good enough for you. So start with light tension. If you feel like you need a little more, start to add the weight into that other side. Looking for that sweet spot. If you locate it, hold 30 seconds. This is our last gentle stretch. Releasing tension from the muscle and the fascia. Great. Release the ball. We're going to close out this session. Stand up tall. And when you're ready to finish this, inhale your arms up. Grab a hold of your left wrist, push your hips to the left side. Bring your feet and heels together. Yes, squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale, center. Exhale, push your hips to the other side as you reach your arms left. Reach all the way out. Take this opportunity to think about those 3 things you're grateful for today. Giving yourself a loving hug. Thank you so much for coming.